Okay, so I thought I was done today, but I got my canards going on, and I realized that I took a template, which was this, from the other side. I don't use any sophisticated tools or engineering gear or something like that. This is me. I use tape. So anyway, I make templates all day long on all my projects, and I probably should invest money in stock and tape because I go through it. But anyway, so this template was from the other side, and it goes here measuring the signal light. And I had to make all these incisions, and I ballpark this stuff by eye just to kind of figure out where the stress is in the panel or whatever. So I made all these incisions to kind of break it up, and I hate it because I already did this. I had it all nice and even, so I had to cut all this up, but now it's all perfect. And when I say perfect, that means that when it sits here, that goes perfectly around without having to put screws in anything or put tension or anything like that. So all I gotta do now is use my trusted CA glue, and I love that stuff. I always emphasize, if anybody's got a shop, always have some CA glue on hand. However, that's like 14 bucks, and that's just what, 4 ounces or something like that. And some instant accelerator will save you so much time. Otherwise, like Gorilla Glue, that takes at least like 2 hours or something like that, or an hour to cure and be hardened and be sandable. Titebond, 4 hours. Super glue itself, sometimes it'll cure, sometimes not, depending on how thick you put it on. But CA glue with some accelerator, seconds. This right here, and then you can sand it. Just when you sand it, the fumes will mess your eyes up. If you know the feeling, obviously, of being burned with cutting onions, this shit is like times 10 when you sand it. It'll make you stop whatever you're doing when that shit gets in sanded dust form. But anyway, it's sandable though, and then and it's hard. I mean, it's hard. This will not come loose, and so you can put your seams back in place with that glue. And and the other alternative was obviously resin. So I'll put resin on the other side of this. Actually, I actually don't even have to, because this is not. It's not like it's gonna be a functional part. This is just mock-up, because once everything is done, I gotta make a mold of it. So this is temporary. So all I need to do is just keep the walls clean, and then make the mold, and then the next piece is obviously the real piece that needs to be reinforced and all that. But for something like this, to keep you going, that's the best thing in the world. But anyway, I hate to have to obliterate this side. The other side is perfect. I'll jump on that side real quick. See what I'm talking about? See, this side is perfect. Everything fits in here like so. Bam! Look at that. Right, so that template was taken, you know, from here all the way around, and so now I know both sides match perfectly. So now it's just a matter of getting some CA glue in here and stitching this back together. Add the same Bondo up here at the top to get that same contour on the other side. And I got to measure that, make sure it's proper, but it should be. And then clean it up and get it wrapped, and then make a mold. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it so that way I don't have to worry about sanding and sanding and color sanding and sanding and sanding. So save materials on that note. And then when I put it back in the car, because it'll be wrapped, it'll look better, all nice and clean. Anyway, this week rims should be done. What else? Oh, my strut tower bar. There's some parts that still should be coming in, but hopefully by the end of the week I'll have the rims on the car, and then that way I can start really get down with doing the fender flares, because that's next after this front clip. Oh, the next step is doing the headlights, but that's next up, or next video.